All right, guys, this mobility project routine is for your hips. Specifically, we are going to go back and forth between your groin and your hip flexors. You can call it a hip flexor fix if you will. I don't care if you've been sitting all day or like me, you ran 21 miles yesterday. This is going to be a routine you want to do multiple times a week. Let's get into it. First, we are going to start off in a little active range. And this is going to be a theme the whole time. We're going to go active, passive, back and forth. So let's get into a half kneeling position with this bottom knee. We're going to swivel this shin, but keep this leg here. And we're going to rock our body over where the big toe is pointing that way. And you can hear a little bit of a hip pop on there. This groin is getting a little bit of a stretch, but so is this one. So we're moving this way, but we're facing kind of diagonally in between both hips. And we'll do that just for about 10 reps. Just starting to get some movement into here. And really, let's call it just for a minute. So we're going to go back and forth with this activeness for a minute. We've been in this for about 30 seconds now, and now we're going to switch to the other side. So we'll just go half kneeling other side. Again, swivel this back leg, and we're going to go active, going in and out of this range of motion. Go passively. Don't get really aggressive off the first rep. Just start to move fluidly, get into that stretch. We're getting some activity into the legs. That's really all we want. And that's what a warm-up is. It's really just getting warmed up. That's it. Let's get some heat going, get the blood flowing, and then we'll get into our mobility project focus that it typically looks like with some position. So let's go into our lizard position. Push-up position where we'll start here and bring that right foot up next to the right hand, and then we are going to drop that back knee, turn the foot under, and just hold this position for a minute. There are a lot of different ways we can hold this position. Most of us can have our hands on the ground. If we cannot, we can prop our hands up onto some pillows. I don't need that at the moment, so I'm just going to keep my hands on the floor and just marinate in this position. Again, holding it for just a minute. And you can see I'm oscillating a little bit back and forth. It's just something I like to do in my stretches, just to feel like I'm just getting a little more movement in there while holding a static position. Just a few seconds now, then we'll switch legs. And switch. Come back up to that push-up, switch legs. Drop the back knee, turn the back foot under, same lizard position. If you want to add a little activity to this position, you'll commonly see some people maybe pressing their knee out to the side, or maybe using that elbow to press that knee out to the side. Or maybe kind of even doing like a hand leaning push-up where my torso is really just getting a little bit lower. Ooh, that was a deep stretch for me today. Obviously feeling a little extra tight, being that I did some long running yesterday as I prep for a ultra trail run, which is usually just a little bit longer of a distance than typical road runs, but a little less impact being on trail. All right, that's enough of that lizard. We're gonna come back into this active range where we are gonna get into this half kneeling position, hands on the knees, really puffing the chest up, leaning back as we lean this knee forward. Now really getting a hip flexor stretch. And we're just gonna go in and out of this, not big movements, kind of small movements where I come back a little bit, then go into that stretch. We're gonna keep doing this for 30 seconds. Then we'll switch legs. Use an exhale to really relax and get deeper into that range. Let's go ahead and switch. Hopefully that was about 30 seconds. I tend to forget to look at my watch. And that's something you'll kind of get used to. You start to do these routines more and more, and you kind of get a feel for how these positions feel, how long you've been holding them. But more so, just getting in tune with how good things feel. And we're just starting to move just to get, like I said, more blood to specific areas. We're really just preparing to hold positions longer, which is about to happen here in the next few steps. We'll come out of that. So now we will go into our twisted lizard. So just advancing a little bit. Where we get into this lizard position, I'm going to shift my hips back so that I can use this right hand to grab my left foot. So refresher, right foot is up, right hand's going to grab that left foot. Then we will lean into this lizard position and rotate. So I'm actually going to flip around so you can see it from a different angle. Right foot up, kind of lean back, grab that other foot. Oh, right hand grabs the left foot, and we're here. Just 30 seconds. This is pretty advanced. If you cannot do this, then just hold standard lizard. If you can do this, but your knee's giving you trouble, pad it up, put some pillows under your knees. It should help a little bit. Let's go 10 more seconds now. Using that deep exhale. Trying to look back at the foot to get a little extra rotation. Let's switch sides. So lizard position. I'll start push-up position. Left foot up next to my left hand. Lean back to take my left hand and grab that right foot. Come back into a lean. I'm leaning on my left foot and my right hand. And a big exhale as you rotate to look back at your left hand and right foot. Again, just 30 seconds here. Maybe open up the chest to the ceiling for the last few seconds. And we'll come out of that. So remember, take baby steps. Do what feels comfortable in terms of, it's a little uncomfortable being it's a stretch, but I can still get into that position. So now what we're going to do is a standard dragon position, half kneeling again. Remember, groins and hip flexors, that's the focus for today. I want this knee to go past my toe, okay? So first, let's get my chest to get on this thigh. Then I'll put my hands down on either side of the foot. I might lengthen my back leg a little bit so that I feel like I can lean over this right foot without kind of falling forward. So I'm actually getting a pretty good ankle stretch on this front ankle, getting a good knee bend. Remember, the more you bend a joint, the more you use it, the more fluid gets into that area, the more blood flow and circulation, the better it's going to feel long run. If you don't use it, you lose it. So let's get that knee to bend, ankle to bend, and we're going low here, leaning on that front leg. Just relax in this position, feel the stretch. If you have to readjust your hands like I'm doing, I'm just taking my hands a little further out in front so that I can relax. Really feeling most of my body weight lean on the right foot. We're gonna go 20 more seconds here before we pop up. Without moving our feet, we're just gonna pop up into a different posture. Let's go ahead and shift. So keeping this stance and lean. So sinking this pocket forward, you can see my lower momentum, lower body weight is leaning forward as I take my hands onto my thigh and kind of lean back. I'm actually pressing into my thigh so that I can feel this left hip flexor scream at me. It's always a bit tighter for me. We're just gonna hold this for a little over a minute and change. Got about 30 seconds left. If you need something to put your hand on, a foam roller, the end of your couch, your dog, even just a yoga block, something low right here, a kettlebell handle, that's fine, a water bottle, whatever. Whatever you need to feel like you can not be so active that you're breaking a sweat, but still able to be somewhat focused in holding this position. All right, we'll flip it. Oh boy. Low dragon, other leg, same combo. Let's get to it. Need my timer. This is our last position. So remember, low dragon. I want that back leg long enough. Where did my stopwatch go? So that I can lean on this front leg. So here's a little focus and here's another big focus. So back leg, hip flexor, front leg, ankle and knee are getting a nice bend as I have my chest lean on this leg. Hands out in front. Using those exhales, compressing that front leg into a challenge with both the knee and ankle bending. Knees going over that toe. Readjust your hands out in front if you need to. It's something I like to do myself. But my back leg, that right hip flexor, is still getting some work. We'll go 10 more seconds, then we'll again adjust our posture to a tall variation. All right, let's do it. Shift out of it slow. If you need to slide your right knee back a little bit, go for it. Again, hands are pressing this thigh forward as we sink this pocket and hip forward towards our heel on the left foot. But the chest, the shoulders, the chin are all kind of going up dog to get a little extra emphasis on that right hip flexor. We're going for just under a minute now. You've got about 45 seconds here. Use those exhales. Let's go, last deep breath here. All right, team, good work. That's it, just about 13 minutes. If you want more videos like this, follow Mobility Project. I encourage you to do them just for 10 to 12 minutes a day, kind of like this video. And if you want more, take a look right there. All right, getting it. Stay stoked.